Singing always makes me feel good, or am I just imagining that? Well, scientists have been visiting some of the Tenebus choirs across South Wales to put that feel-good factor to the test.
I think we're like a family. I know that I'm going to meet people who will cheer me up. The singing cheers me up.
All the members of the Tenebus choir here at the Tabernacle Church in Bridgend have been affected by cancer.
Supporting each other in singing, and we're supporting each other very subtly when we have problems, you know.
Lisa and her dad are two of their members. When Lisa's mum died from cancer last year, it left a huge gap in their lives. Just tell me about her. What was she like as a person?
She was my best friend. She would have loved the choir, I'm sure.
Were you very close?
Very close, yeah. Because I'm disabled, she was my carer for a long time as well.
So how did the idea of joining a choir come about?
Well, that was because of my daughter. She came up to me one day and she said, "Hey, Dad, I've seen this advert for they want people to join the choir of 10 of us." We looked at it and it was a cancer support.
We hadn't long joined, and God Only Knows was on the list to sing by the Beach Boys, which was my mum and dad's song, and it was played at their wedding and played at her funeral. And it was like as if we were meant to be there, you know, like something had brought us there.
Do you feel as if God's in it?
Yes. I think he's always got your back and he's always got a plan.
What does singing do for you, do you think?
I suffer from chronic pain and it definitely distracts me from that. I don't even think about it when I'm singing. It just makes you feel happy and joyful, I guess.
Certainly by the end of the practice, you're coming out there with a spring in your step and a smile on your face, you know.
So clearly Lisa and Pete believe singing is good for them, but what's really going on? Dr. Ian Lewis analysed the effects of 1 hour singing on the choir members.
For this experiment, I had to get on the road to collect as many saliva samples as I could from as many choir members as I could.
And what were you looking for in the spit?
We were looking for a range of things. We were looking for different chemicals that could show how the singing was affecting people's mood and psychological state.
Dr. Lewis has tested hundreds of choir members across Wales, and he's come to reveal the results to the Bridgend choir.
What's your spit doing? Now, in the blue, that is a stress hormone called cortisol, and it's widely known as a very good measure and marker for stress response. Now, as you can see, this stress hormone dropped, and this was in 5 different choirs on 5 different nights and was the case across the board.
Amazingly, there was also a rise in hormones that help the body's immune system, as well as the feel-good hormones like endorphins and oxytocin.
Now, the fact that we can measure that in just 1 hour was pretty mind-blowing.
So there you are, scientific proof of something Songs of Praise has always known, that singing is good for body and soul. Coming up later, we find out what happened after the Great Fire, when a new London emerged from the ashes with more than 50 new churches at the heart of its grand design. And it's God's grand design which is being celebrated today as Christians on Harvest Sunday give thanks for the fruits of God's creation. And this hymn is a must at every Harvest Festival. Down the years, church bells have not only chimed their way through everyday life, but have warned of danger too, just as I'm sure the bells in the City of London rang during the Great Fire. Well, this month, as part of Heritage Open Days, hundreds of churches up and down the country have opened their doors to visitors to try and encourage new interest in the ancient art of bell ringing. Long before newspapers and mobile phones, church bells were the megaphones of the day, ringing out national and local news to the neighbourhood. But how can bell ringing survive in today's society? Here at St Peter Mancroft in Norwich, bell ringing is thriving and has been for centuries. So I'm climbing all the way up this bell tower to meet some of their 30 members. Wow, that's fantastic. Simon Rudd loves ringing in a bell tower with such an impressive past.
Every time I come up to the stairs into the ringing chamber here, I feel the weight of history on my shoulders, because the first recorded full peal was rung here on the 2nd of May in 1715, and it's recorded on the fine peal board that you can see on the wall. So we're very proud and privileged to have that here at St Peter Mancroft. We are a disparate group of people, but when we come together with a common purpose. It's a message to tell the city that there is a church alive and active at the beating heart of the city, and to sound out the message that the church is here is a great one.
Joe was going, she's gone.
A recent BBC local radio news report has warned that there aren't enough volunteers to keep the country's 5,000 bell towers ringing, with just over half of those surveyed saying declining church attendances made it harder to recruit.
We're blessed here with a very strong team of ringers, but the age range is probably a little on the high side. We're very conscious of the fact we need to be seeking out the next generation of ringers who are going to come along. It can be a struggle to get people to take up the art and to stick at it. The outward aspects of ringing seem a little bit dusty and we're all old wrinklies and doing things in a dusty tower.
So here we go, I'll pull that bit, it goes up and you pull it back down.
So the bell ringing team here have a device that they hope will encourage new recruits to try bell ringing for themselves. This is a portable mini bell ring and anyone can have a go. Lots of youngsters here.
One of the great things about a mini ring like this is the bells are very tiny, so they're very easily used for young people.
Catch, pull it down.
It's different, I've never really done anything like that before. I don't think I was that good at it. I kept on missing the fluffy bit on the string.
It was fun because I was pulling on string to make a sound.
Well, if the kids are doing it.
Yeah.
And then just pull down and let the other hand go up.
Oh no, hang on a minute, I let go. Oh, I've got it.
You've got it. Hey!
Keep your fit this, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yes. That's it.
Do you know, this is really good fun. So if you love the sound of church bells, why don't you have a go at getting those bells ringing yourself?